All right, so you've completed your sex research. You've understand that there's this whole thing called, sexology, and we've even touched on some of that first vocabulary. Well, now we're going to kind of get into not only what is it, but now we're going to understand where does it come from. So Learning Plan 3 is called Male and Female Anatomy. No, this is not a doctor course, but this is a course that's going to basically explain to you what are the anatomy of both sexual reproduction and other issues related to the endocrine system, the pituitary system, etc. So that's what you're going to learn in Learning Plan 3. And it's amazing what our physiology can do and how it actually affects us compared to what people just think is normal. So people might say, I have sex in this particular way because that's the way I've always known. Well, perhaps there's some sort of a reason to why you do that. Or really the discussion between, two emotional partners that are committed where they're having some issues, in the bedroom. And maybe some of it has to do with the fact that they have a urinary tract infection, or there's something internally in their mind that doesn't allow them, such as libido, to have as much sex as required. So then we're going to talk a little bit about maybe if you had a different love language, or maybe you need to be more compatible with someone with a better love language compared to yours, that might fix all that. And it's sometimes, though, it is literally the physiology or the biological parts of us that have those effects. So although I love anatomy, I'm not going to go into too much of the details about what this learning plan is, because you're going to see it a lot, but essentially you're going to have to talk about penises, vaginas, hormones, and different parts of both reproductive areas as well as the internal areas related to males and females. My favorite part about this entire thing is that you get to then talk about how that affects males and females and in society, and why we can't just talk about it, and why certain parts of the body are more attractive to others, which is kind of an interesting concept. And then we get to talk about how those things help us express love. So it's really cool. And again, this part of the discussion board I often find causes some people a little anxiety about what to type. But remember, this is a closed environment, and if you can't talk about it with other people that are learning it, it's going to be hard to talk about it with clients and other people. So I really challenge you to go out of your way and think about, I'm gonna talk about this stuff a little bit more here and see where I can go, because if you can't do it here, it's going to be really hard elsewhere. So there's a lot of watching of videos in this one, reading through your text. It really can't be taught any other way. It's anatomy. And just know that, again, there's a learning discussion board that's due at the end of this plan, which is a little bit lengthier than some of the other ones, so just be aware of that. And that's Learning Plan 3.